Welcome back to Minute 25. I'm Brian.
I'm Wolf.
And this is the X Minutes, the podcast where we take the longest running superhero franchise without a reboot and break it down one glorious evolving minute at a time. This is Minute 25 of X Minutes. And Wolf, what happened?
So it looks to me like Logan gets out of the elevator and he's in the school part of the mansion. And he is hearing Professor Xavier's voice, kind of guiding him. And he seems very scared. He has no idea what's going on, where he's at. Then he hears a gang of children approaching. And he's just hiding everywhere at this point. He has no idea what the heck is going on. He's hiding. He runs over to that, to the double doors. They're locked. And then he runs behind a pillar. The kids run down the stairs. He's like having some
that
serious...
king children is dangerous.
Yeah, he's like, who are these kids? Am I going to have to take them all out? So once they pass, he makes sure they're gone. And then he runs to the first door that he sees, and he opens it, and he is, it's Professor Xavier teaching some kids. Looks like he's teaching, was it Billy, Cat, and Pyro, it looks like, Johnny or whatever,
Yeah.
and someone else. I don't know who that other student is, but
80% of these children may be recast in these roles for future movies.
Like, what I really like is like when, Logan runs in terrified and then Xavier's like, oh, hello, Logan. Anyway, kids, as I was saying about quantum physics, as if nothing is going on, as if like...
Yeah, I was going to say a few things, one of which is now I understand the influence or the inspiration to make Professor Xavier kind of a dick in First Class.
Yeah.
Because the way I'm looking at this from a different angle is Xavier starts making multiple voices that sound like they're arguing inside Logan's head. Not only that, he somehow gets him to open a door that looks like it's just a plain wall, to be frank for me. Doesn't look like there's a door there. Maybe a door handle.
Yeah.
But there's no real frame. It really blends in. And then third... when he comes in, of course, like maybe they turned because they heard the noise of him coming in. But I just imagine potentially he'd be like, hey, kids, you'll like this. Look at the door.
Yeah, right.
And has them all looking. Just a because literally and it's also important to know that like on a first viewing, we're not supposed to know that this is a school, until the kids start coming around and we see him teaching. But he literally goes... in his head, he's saying stuff like this way, and he's over there.
Yeah, so like, instead of getting into Logan's head and saying, hello, Logan, my name is Charles Xavier, and
you don't
please,
need to panic.
Yeah, please don't be alarmed, but just walk into this room and I'll explain everything after I teach my class. He doesn't do that. He's just like, over there, no, here, this, that, just confusing the crap out of him. And like...
yeah, and if his instinct wasn't just to hide... like he could have killed some kids.
Yeah, right.
Or at least scared the kids. And like, I'm just
like...
looking at the group of kids. Like, there's a kid dressed all in blue with blue dyed hair. When everyone else looks like a cast of a CW show before they're forced to work out for 6 months.
Right, exactly. And like,
they've all skipped gym day. But yeah, you were saying?
Oh, sorry. I also like how none of the kids are like, who is that? They're like, who is this man, like, with, like, wearing a hoodie with no shirt underneath, terrified, running in here? No one questions it.
Who just ran behind that pillar?
Yeah, right? Those
are clearly some kids playing hooky, because if I remember correctly, we get the classes have not been dismissed yet, or they're coming from lunch late to their next, I don't know. But
they're slackers, is pretty much what we're saying.
We also heard in the subtitles it says boy number 1, let's go, and boy number 2, what's your hurry?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. They might be up to some mischief.
Yeah, that is. It's a pretty good observation. Let's see.
But yeah, Logan jumps over some furniture to get to that door. And funnily enough, okay, so as I'm scrubbing through it around the 49-second mark, he jumps over and then reaches out his hand and hits against the wall. And then we cut to a closer shot of him coming in. But if you get to that wide shot, the door handle is actually to his left.
Oh.
So he because this door is not obvious in amongst this wall, he actually hits the wrong spot of the part of the wall to get in that door.
That's pretty interesting. Do you think that was like a continuity error? Or do you think it kind of like it makes
they were probably it's with the camera movement, it seems too intentional that they were probably just knock against the wall, we'll do an insert and we'll correct it, don't worry about it. But yeah, let's see what's on this board. Okay, so the board is like, I think it's looking at how light goes through the eyes. I can't tell. It says radius of curvature, and then it says side view, front view, vertex, participle axis, center of curvature, and then focus, rays from a distant object, focal plane. So I think maybe they're breaking down how eyeballs work. Like take in light, maybe.
That would be cool. It'd be cool if they were like breaking down how Cyclops' powers work. Or something like that. I mean, it like from what it says on the board, it has nothing to do with what his powers entail.
There's no ray blasts as part of the exercise. It ends by saying, "I'd like your definitions of weak," and then we see the whole subtitle. But
it'd be funny if it was like they really were going for how Scott's powers worked. It just had a picture of an eye and then equals destruction.
Yeah. Places to be, everywhere except this line. Places not to be, this line.
But yeah, that is a kind of a cool introduction to the school. Like every shot, like in the school, I mean, like X2 kind of changed this up a bit, but like, you know, when it's the kids in the school, everything's so peaceful. Kids seem to be getting a good education, you know, I mean, the government is always trying to demonize the mutant school, but when we see the mutant school, nothing but, you know, positive things are going on there. These kids, they finally have a place where they feel accepted, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's a great point. I want to point out that one of the doors he tries going into has two big vases near it on either side around the 27-second mark. Giant vases, which, by the way, if I had kids running in the hallway, I don't know if I want those there.
Yeah, right. They look very expensive.
Yeah. A kid of a certain size could hide in one of them. But then around the 53-second mark, when Logan turns around and we get the rack focus to Charles and the class, if we look to the left, just the left, and as it rack focuses, it kind of goes out of frame. There's teenier versions, or at least in the same style, of that vase on a desk or a table, something to the left.
You know, it just shows how much money Xavier really has. He's loaded.
Enough money to adopt a little blue girl when he's 6 years old.
Right. Yeah, that is pretty interesting. You know, at around the 56-second mark, like this is like the signature Logan look that I think got him cast. Like that raised eyebrow, like that like scowl, the slight scowl.
The WTF.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got the middle facial hair shaved.
Yeah.
So
he's got like the chops going.
That's another alternative for your facial hair if you want.
Yes.
Instead of the comb over. Right. Which I was editing them and I think I saw like a little bit of like 5 o'clock shadow. I could actually see the outline once I had enough time to like pause.
You were like, yeah, that's what he was talking about. It's like I shaved yesterday, but you know, I think the stay-at-home order has been extended, so I might go with the chops. You might see the chops coming up pretty soon.
Yeah. And it definitely pops up more on your nicer camera than FaceTime for me. But yeah, that's everything I've got. How about you?
I'm good.
Cool beans. That was minute 25.
I'm Wolf.
I'm Brian.
And we are the best at what we do.
But what we do is not very fast. That's so corny. I love it way too much. Buddy, if that vape's making you cough too much, you should really try cigarettes.
It's like I used to vape, but it was too much, so I switched to Marlboros.
Extra cancer.